Well, I guess it's been a while since I did one of these. Well, this is it. Finally up to Season 4, and Season 5 is around the corner. And for those who are wondering before we begin, yes, I did see the trailer to Season 5. To say the least, I'm kind of creeped out a little bit. And there has been a picture I did save on my phone, which I could show you, because my heart's pounding every time I see it, because it's something and I don't want to imagine. But before we can get to Season 5, which will, it's probably going to be at the start of my senior year by the time I'm done with this, but let's kick off Season 4 first. This is the first part to Season 4 premiere, Princess Twilight Sparkle. Let's begin. So this episode begins with Rainbow Dash trying to teach Twilight how to fly, because she hasn't gotten used to her alicorn wings yet. And ultimately crashes.
Maybe not quite that hard. Looking good up there, Princess Twilight. Applejack, you know you don't have to call me that. Why do you protest so? You've already given up wearing your crown all the time. The least you can do is embrace your new title.
Oh, and speaking of the crown, for those of you who are wondering, no, I'm not going to review the Equestria Girls movies. Mostly because I actually already reviewed them in like a written form. Like, I already talked about the first Equestria Girls at the end of my freshman year of high school, and I already reviewed Rainbow Rocks in the second one in September. So for those who are wondering about no, I'm not reviewing any of the Equestria Girls movies because I already reviewed them writtenly. Just wanted to get out of the way. Let's continue.
If other ponies...
So she seems to get the hang of flying, and then she ultimately crashes. Ouch. Oh yeah, and we also get a new title sequence to the main intro. Well, for the record, the theme hasn't really changed, but there is new, like, types of development in it. I may not have noticed it before, but it's like the opening parts are more lively, but where the real changes begin are around after Fluttershy's change, where Twilight expresses her wings, and we see not just the main six, but also the Apple family, the CMNC, Mr. and Mrs. Keg, Miss Mayor, these two Finkel Waters, you know who I'm talking about, and Zecora. And Photofish takes a picture, and then Spike sends it to Celestia, and now Princess Luna. So that's pretty much the changes that we've got for the intro. Not musically, but... So we find out that after Season 3 ended, Twilight was given a new mural as they begin to look at it.
It's every pony's dream to someday wear a crown and have their coronation ceremony preserved in stained glass for all to see. I don't know if it's every pony's dream. Most of my dreams are about frosting.
Not even gonna touch that.
We better get going. We don't want to miss our train.
Fluttershy's right. Don't know about y'all, but I still got bushels to do to get ready. The official raises the sun.
And I'm honored. Really, I am. It's just that the summer sun celebration is what first brought us all together. It just doesn't feel right not getting to spend such a special day with my Ponyville friends. It doesn't feel right to us either, darling. If the mayor wasn't so desperate for our assistance, we'd most certainly stay here in Canterlot.
Wait, when did the mayor actually needed your assistance before? And I actually really like this scene because it's really much of a throwback of how far the main six has come since the very first episode. Really nice touch and continuity there, episode.
Because we do understand that your royal duties must come first.
The summer sun celebration may have brought us together, but it's something much bigger that'll always keep us connected. Exhibit A. The six of us are united by the elements of harmony. No amount of royal duties is going to change that. Right, every pony?
Uh-huh.
I think I should probably get up at this point where this episode, this entire series premiere, I know I'm probably going to feel dirty by saying this, but this two-parter tries to pull in some sexual innuendos in this. Just for future references, in case you're wondering.
You should take me feel like I'm missing something.
So after they leave...
Dear Twilight, you aren't missing anything. Your friend, Pinkie Pie.
So after they head back to Ponyville, Twilight begins to freak out.
We hadn't done, and then spent so much time trying to figure out what we hadn't done, and we ruined the entire celebration by not doing the one really important thing that we were supposed to do.
So that's a note then?
These are the first royal duties Princess Celestia has given me. I can't risk letting her down.
And speaking of Celestia, she walks in and finally addresses the whole situation if Twilight is going to be her student anymore.
Your Highness! No need for that now, Princess Twilight.
Sorry.
No need to apologize.
Sorry.
I must admit that it is wonderful to actually be looking forward to the Summer Sun celebration.
What do you mean?
For my subjects, it has always been a celebration of my defeat of Nightmare Moon. But for me, it was just a terrible reminder that I'd had to banish my own sister.
This episode is doing a really good job to pull out the emotional continuity moments. And I'm also really hoping that in Season 5, which a lot of people are really demanding, that we do get an episode where we dive into the relationship between Celestia and Luna.
I guess I'd never really thought about it that way.
But now it has become a wonderful reminder of her transformation back into Princess Luna and our happy reunion. I am so pleased that you will be playing a role in the festivities. I know it must have been difficult to see your friends return to Ponyville without you.
Maybe a little.
You may no longer be my student, Princess Twilight, but I hope you know that I will always be here if you need me.
So yeah, this episode kind of pulls out a lot of stuff that people constantly question about. Like this is a pretty good example, explaining that even though Twilight is now a princess and is no longer Celestia's student, she will always be there in case Twilight needs anything to help with.
Just as I hope that you will always be there when I need you.
And speaking of which... well, that was creepy. So Twilight wakes up the next morning to find out that the sun and the moon...
we have to find out what's going on.
...are in perfect alignment. So, is it possible that might show up to Twilight? Not the name, as in, like, the Twilight. You know what I'm talking about. So, the Carolot citizens tried to get her to find...
we don't know.
And Spud is pulled away by the royal guards, who tell her that Celestia and Luna are kidnapped.
It seems that Princess Celestia and Princess Luna have simply vanished.
Okay, how is it that internal were suddenly kidnapped in the middle of the night? When did they suddenly become so damn useless?
Vanished?
You really are useless.
This is why we have come to you. We await your command.
My command?
We're officers of the Royal Guard. We take our orders from royalty.
Yeah. So...
with Princess Luna and
okay.
appears to be, well, invading.
So, yeah, Twilight finds out that Ponyville is also invaded, and things don't go so well. As the...
No, you were right. You should be worried.
And things don't seem to be going any better as the plants seem to know how to fight back. You know, you realize these aren't like normal vines, you know that?
No.
And it seems Rainbow Dash doesn't have any control over the weather either.
This is Ponyville territory, and we aren't due for rain until
what is the cloud made out of rubber? And we also see that this weird anomaly is affecting Unicorn's magic.
Very little humor in it. Rarity, you have to help me. I think something's wrong with my horn. Where's it going? The Everfree Forest is invading. Whatever is going on, I'm sure we're going to need our friends and the elements of harmony stuff.
And of course they have to fly there, and
Spread it?
Alas, this whole raging forest situation seems to have left my horn on the fritz. We have to figure out something. I don't know how much more of this ponyville can take. I don't know how much more I can take.
The forest is expanding, y'all. And judging by how fast it's moving, it doesn't seem content just taking over Ponyville. I reckon before long, it'll cover half of Equestria.
well, that's something to be afraid of. So Twilight crash lands in the library and saying that she has to work on her landing.
Sweet ground. Sweet, sweet, wonderful ground.
Seriously, dude? Go die.
Okay, I get it. I need to work on my flying. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Everfree Forest is just a teeny tiny bit out of control.
Ooh. I'm surprised Rarity is able to walk off from that. I didn't know that trays are actually strong enough to use a falcon punch.
Guess it turned out you were missing something here in Ponyville after all.
But perhaps you already know what's causing all of this calamity.
So Twilight doesn't know about all the calamity, but she pulls out the elements of harmony because it's something they need.
Just like old times.
Okay, yeah, it is nice to reminisce on the past, but really, I think this... you know what, forget it.
Oh, yeah?
I told you we'd always be connected by the elements. Now we just gotta figure out who to aim these bad boys at, so we can get Celestia and Luna back, and keep the rest of the Equestria from becoming plant food. Any ideas?
So, the first logical conclusion, they think it's Discord.
With that little spell she gave you, in case you haven't noticed, I was in the middle of a particularly invigorating shower.
Enough! Release Princess Celestia and Princess Luna, and stop the Everfree Forest from invading!
Whatever are you talking about?
So, believe it or not, Discord actually denies it, but actually he really does say that he didn't really do any of this.
You play dumb with us, Discord. We know you're the one behind all of this.
Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love what you've done with the place. But I couldn't possibly take responsibility. I'm reformed. Don't you remember?
Continuity from Keep Calm and Flutter On. Which, seriously, people, stop hating that episode.
Yeah, right! This has got your cloven hoof prints all over it!
I'll have you know that I have only one cloven hoof. Such accusations. And here I thought we were friends.
Drop the axe, Buster! We're on to you.
Ladies, I'm innocent. Would I lie to you?
Why is that so much of a Spaceball reference? I don't know.
Yeah! Maybe?
Well then, it seems we've reached an impasse. I'm telling the truth, but you think I'm lying. What do friends like us do in a situation like this? Princess Twilight? Congrats, by the way, on the promotion. You totally deserve it.
I say we blast him back to stone!
Works for me.
Here!
So Fluttershy defends Discord, and apparently he says that, and even Zecora arrives saying that even the Everfree Forest is too difficult for her.
My home. I've had to flee. The forest has grown too wild, even for me. Any idea why all this is happening? I'm afraid it is a mystery to me as well. But I may have something that, if combined with a spell, I do not dare to use it myself. The results will be tragic. It only responds to alicorn magic. Princess Twilight, you can turn the potion from purple to white. After a sip, you may see why the sky is day and night.
Seem to be working. Where am I?
Not another step.
Princess Luna! I don't understand. Where are we? Why did you and Celestia disappear?
Did you really expect me to sit idly by while they all basked in your precious light?
Precious light?
There can only be one princess in Equestria, and that princess will be...
Did you get any clean clothes out here or not?
No.
Okay, no, just asking because I'm just trying to get a little organized here, that's all.
Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? So, now I have to play all that back again, just so I can tell you what just happened. So, now that I've locked the door, to make sure no more interruptions happen for any of my recordings, let's go back and see what we missed during my silence.
Why don't you ask your zebra friend?
Okay.
I'm afraid it is a mystery to me as well.
Okay. So Sakura doesn't know what's going on in the Everfree Forest, but she has a potion that can only work with alicorn magic.
You can turn the potion from purple to white.
Am I the only one who finds that strange? And apparently this potion is the only cure to see why the sky is day and night. And... okay, how exactly does that magic work anyway? So then Twilight drinks the potion, which looks rather disturbing. And then Twilight comes across Luna after her eyes go white.
Not another step.
And if you may recall during my silence, you may recognize this is somewhat familiar to Sonic Heroes.
Why did you and Celestia disappear? Did you really?
Yeah, pretty close, isn't it? And then Luna destroys the building, and... yeah. This is where things get a whole lot hectic. So, yeah, that was pretty hectic, wasn't it? Okay, so that was the first part of Princess Twilight Sparkle. This would have been shorter if not for you-know-what. But, on the whole, this was a pretty good kickstarter to the two-parter. I mean, it actually does a great job at addressing a lot of things that people keep running up. Like, how this Twilight might affect this princess. This is going to be handled, addressed. What exactly is going to happen in the Twilight, even though she's no longer Celestia's student, addressed. It also does a pretty decent job of giving a lot of throwbacks to continuity, and even has a lot of clever, funny moments as well. Though the sexual innuendos still kind of bother me a bit, but other than that, I'm actually looking forward to the second part of this episode, if another interruption doesn't happen. So, I think as a whole, this episode would probably get an A. Okay, because this is actually a pretty good start, because a lot of stuff has been addressed, and a lot of questions have been addressed and have been answered, and there's a lot of stuff that keeps you guessing and guessing of what's going on. So, as a whole, I would give the part 1 of Princess Twilight Sparkle an A. Okay, I'll see you guys in part 2, and I gotta stop this before anything else happens. See ya.